Welcome back. In this video we will try to add some small settings for the newsletter right here. So I'm just gonna add the background color. I will show you a bit different way maybe to add the background color than the color settings that we used earlier. We're gonna add some text for this one and some maybe text area for this description, and for this one we will do it like very at the end because this is a form and it's a bit, I don't see the point to talk about it right now as we are just beginning to touch some Shopify settings right here. Okay, so let's go back to the newsletter. Let's close this footer group. Let's go back to the newsletter.liquid, and below let's create the schema. We're gonna give it a name, so let's say newsletters, and we can give it a class if we want to. You know what, I will try to touch a bit any other attribute that we have here. So let's say we're gonna give it a tag, and this tag could be section. Then we have the disable on and the enable on. So we can say we can disable this one, but on the header, because we don't want to use this section on the header group I meant. So the disable on and enable on accepting two objects, the groups or the template. So if you want to disable this section to be not accessible or accessible, because we have two, disable on and enable on. If you want to restrict that or to allow that on the template, then you can use the template like this. And if you want to use it on the group like me now, I will use the group and it's going to be like this, and I'm going to reference the header group because I don't want this newsletter to appear on the header group files or sections if you want to. Okay, so we leave it like this, and then what else we can add? The locales for the language, we're gonna see that this a bit later, and the presets we're gonna see it when we touch the template. We even have the default, it's just like the preset, we're gonna see this a bit later as well. Okay, so let's go to settings. So on the settings here, I want to add, need to be an object like this, and I want to add a type, and let's give it a header just for information. So let's say newsletters settings. Okay, and let's create another object here, type of color. So we used the color on the previous video. Okay, so just quickly to show you again, so let's give it an ID. So we're gonna say background color newsletter, and we're gonna give it a label. So let's say background color without the dash, and let's give it a default, something like black or white. Yeah, and 1 2 3 1 2 3, so 6 of that. So if I save it, let's come back here, let's go back to the newsletter, let's click on it. So we have the background here, and if I click, we can select, we have some color picker here, we can select the color. There is another way you can also use the background if you want to add, for example, some linear background. Okay, you want to have some background with some different color, for example, or with an image, for example. You can use this input, it's called color background, and if I save it, we're going to see it's going to display. Let me save it and refresh, override, let me refresh. It's going to display another type of the background. So if I click it, as you can see now, we have the CSS here, and we have some background here. This is random, so I can remove it, and then we have access to the gradient here, so the CSS or the gradient. So let's try to use this one. I will save it, and we're gonna add for the text as well. So let's go quickly. So let's say I will copy the header here, and I will add it here. I will say newsletter settings text, and let's add a settings for the type of text. So let's give it an ID. We're gonna say newsletters, let's say heading, and label is going to be heading newsletters. Okay, you can even give it some default if you want to, and we can say this is the newsletters, something like that. And let's create another one, and we're gonna use different input here. So we're gonna say we want some input for longer text, so I will show you a couple of that. So we have the inline Richtext, then we have the rich text, and then we have the text area, this one. So the difference is, I will show you one by one. Let's go text area. Let me first give it some ID so I don't get some error here. So we're gonna say newsletters body. Let's give it some label, so body newsletters. All right, so let's save it, and I will show you the differences between like those three. When we have the text area, is just like this, it's just like a text area. Okay, you can write your text over here. It's used for longer text. Let's save it, and then we have the input for the rich text like this, and this rich text is coming with some formatting. So if I come back here, so as you can see now we can even use some AI here if you want to. You can format your text like this, choose heading 1, 4, 5, whatever. You can add some bold in some text, you can add some italic, add some link, and even bullet points or even number list. All right, and then we also have the inline rich text like this. So it is the same with formatting but with less formatting. As you can see, we have only like the AI, the bold, the italic, and then the link, and that's it. Okay, I will keep this inline input, all right, because I just want to add some bold here, and then that's it. So let's save it, and now let's see how we can add this data to the newsletter.